wanted man hiding in the sewer. I don't know.
Best be on your way home. Over there! Right, there's one of them burning!
This could be the public house Giselle packs in. I should investigate further. Giselle's stolen money. Prewen has some unethical ways of financing their war.
The only way to get the machine gun is to leave. I should sit another way. Yeah, fuck it. You're just wasting your time.
It's locked.
Sell items.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
Are you all right, sir?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
Rod?
Yes, I did.
Then why did...
That arsehole always mocked me for the colour of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Unfortunately, I have met several murderers during my lifetime. You don't look like them. I can tell you're no cold-blooded killer.
You're right, sir. At first it was just a simple argument between us. But the man had a bad fall.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
Yeah, sure. Bye. Bye. Have a good time.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked. You can just kick it. Put a bloody vampire. Play. Shit. That's one way to do it. Why is life is so unfair to me? I'm so excited Turn right. I go to the hospital again. This fuck. Let's go there. Where's that bitch?
I know I've got something that'll...
Hello, Martin.
Good evening.
There's no...
Show me a bit more.
Show me what you...
There's no...
Good.
Following night, look at what it says. ser i Shanghai. Oh my god.
He's mine! I'll take it! Put an end to you! I hear leeches.
Just oh wait. 90 meters. 99 meters. So each. 7,000 meters.
Leech spotted!
Hello,
Die, vermin!
What the fuck?
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here.
We'll find a lot of
Where does this blood trail lead?
Did you hear me? Get a weapon! There's one of them vermin!
Dude, good job. Somebody. Watch out. A little chop. What was what it? I don't understand. Why don't
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point. Or worse, you're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game.
Watch out! We have to stop it!
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire.
Oh my god.
Only a golden watch in her pockets. This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out.
I see you.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Jonathan.
What was that? I won't let you escape. You're very fast, but I'll catch you. They've all been butchered. I can still sense a presence.
Ben, your slave.
Come to me.
Where are you? Show yourself, woman, and I shall deliver you to God myself, the judge, and I'll be your
Help me! You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell Scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar, Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary,
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were. In front of me. On a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary, I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed. reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for me.
Mary, wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
So that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular, that of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good. You killed me! You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. What have you done? Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Then, at last, I can forgive you.
A few nights later.
shed one last red tear for my fallen sister. I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
Rising fever. Rising. Migraine. Headache, cold, neuralgia. Okay. Headache one here. One headache, two headaches, three headaches. Headaches, one cold, one Ashbury's invitation. How this letter will quickly find you, for I need to speak to you as soon as possible. The situation is evolving very quickly in the West End, and I'm convinced that we are all now in danger. The God of Queen has launched a great hunt in London, and for few nights they have been actively searching and killing any icon they can locate. Lord Whitgrave, chairman of Oscar Club, personally contact me. He wishes to meet you immediately. Please come to my mansion at any night that suits you. We must discuss all of this. With this letter, you will find an official pass that will allow you to go through any barricade of any current checkpoint to our city. Your friend, Lady Ashbury. Okay. Lady.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you?
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion, and with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster, in less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Geoffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Pre-Wen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
Have you... What about the...
There are...
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like...
Wise choice, Doctor.
More determination.
You're pushing yourself too hard.
Good evening.
Doctor?
Do you need any...
Yes, indeed. But don't worry. I appreciate your concern, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye. Good
I
evening.
need blood, Doctor.
Do you recall...
My condition.
Well, until the day...
Thank you, Doctor.
Good evening.
And good evening.
Do you need...
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're...
Many doctors are...
Good...
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Good evening.
Not you.
Good...
Not Dr.
Good evening.
I'm okay.
Do you need any...
I'm afraid I'm...
You are not a bird.
And you have...
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospital...
Yes.
All right, then.
Call it what you...
You can...
I guess I should...
Can I...
I wrote a letter for my mother.
I see. And is...
Yes.
I ha...
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Always needed words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice.
Are you not aware suicide is a crime?
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects...
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you... He's not out of the woods yet, you know.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People...
Dr. Reed.
It's locked.
We're still alive and healthy. We have no reason.
I cannot enter.
I have not survived being buried in a map. You're not in the middle of a battlefield anymore.
It's locked, all right.
You are in fucking city. You are safe from bombing. Oh my god. And there will be another world war that will kill you.
Hello.
Good evening.
Are you?
Of course I am.
What can't
I believe.
Do you need?
I'm afraid.
Your
work.
Goodbye. Good evening. Do you need?
Don't get.
I'm. Good.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Get it! Lazy piece of shit! Murdering bastard!
Letter, my dear man, when you I will do it again.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust. It's locked.
Good. I am hot. Why would you tell me what the fuck? Oh shit. I really need to
daily routine.
Seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Good evening.
Your son asked...
I already know what I'm going to read. Mortimer.
We will talk about this letter later. I understand.
Before you leave.
Goodbye. Good evening.
I'm okay. There's nothing more to say, really.
The world is bleak. But maybe the
How can we repair the world, Dr. Reed?
I'm
alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Handbook nowadays.
Another night of the glorious spectacular.
Greed, love, and such things like that are just chemical reaction. So I go to Whitechapel. Take some posts from
See them fancy clothes? This one's tough! You're back in the fucking grave! Stop it, Leech! Steady, boys! We've got... Die, Vampyr! Your prey is mine now! You're feeble! You're mine! Bloody monster! Don't you know better?
Good evening, sir.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you...
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours... Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. So what is the name of...
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained...
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon?
You flatter me.
No, sir, I am flattered.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time.
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
So, Mason, you are the creative one in the Swanborough business, are you not?
Yes, I am. I am the one who invented and improved the family recipe.
And you do it all by yourself? Blind and isolated in this laboratory?
My eyes may be useless, but my brain is still sharp. Once a chemist, always a chemist.
Mason, why would you waste your skill and knowledge on crafting snake oil and fake drugs?
But this is my only opportunity to continue practicing my art.
By giving false hope to desperate people?
They all see me as disabled and useless. I'm sick of their pity.
To accept what has happened to us and what we have become is a difficult process. I'm sorry for...
You'll not get my respect through cheap compassion, Doctor. Speak to me like I'm a normal human being. That's all I ask.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yeah.
Does someone...
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening, she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and...
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's...
What, so...
I won't... Loretta...
Is you...
I've lost...
Are you sure?
Let me be...
Goodbye,
Tell me, how do you see the world these days? Wandering in this town at night, you're either brave or a fool. So many bad things recently, I'm almost glad I...
Good evening, Miss...
Is it... Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave... What can I...
You seem
actually...
Yes.
Thank you.
Why does your sister feel so guilty?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to...
Goodbye.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. Good evening.
It's fu-
How
Don't you?
What?
All
Quite a...
you. All quite.
I am. I have had a... Good...
It's fu-
Why?
I sent him on a vision.
You...
It's fu-
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty...
Think what you would.
Your precious...
If that's true.
Don't you...
Faith.
No,
That's...
Cheap price, good.
You never... How are the...
When there's more people outside at night than during the day, then you've got to start to worry.
Right then.
You again?
Can I keep you? There is a thin line between pride and...
All right.
Goodbye.
Fancy...
You never... Do you need...
Real.
I don't...
Really?
Goodbye. Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello.
Yes? Do you need... What? Read. How we hope. Good.
Goody.
Loretta.
I don't expect him to forgive me. All I can do is make amends for what I did.
By making him a crook and a criminal. What if somebody decides to make him pay for your scam?
Mason is totally capable of defending himself. Just leave us be. We're perfectly fine.
Don't you think he needs to be somewhere he can receive appropriate medical care?
Mason wants to be useful, can you understand that? And chemistry is his passion. And the Swanborough cordial gives him a purpose in life.
I'd like to see...
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
Let's find out where's the Shaoxun at. Shaoxun, where are you?
Good evening.
晚上好, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
How do you...
I don't...
You...
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Good.
You look... Well...
Thank you.
Goodbye.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer. So for all your problems, as long as you have the money.
I cannot enter.
It's supposed to be around. It's supposed to be.
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys! Christ, he's dead! I guess I should ditch it. I'll take it! Shit, that leech is fast!
It's locked.
Everything is locked. How am I supposed to go there? Oh my god. How am I supposed to go to there when everything is locked? Man, I wish you could just bash the door or something. Kick it, you know? You got legs, you're a vampire. Who's powerful enough to reach a fucking big ass door? Holy Crusade, Dragons, more bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit. Trinkets and ends.
must prepare, child. For the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away! Whoever you are!
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not?
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
They want war. I'll show them war!
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
You leeches be killing. Killing's all you deserve.
Your prey is mine!
You leeches!
Let them fight.
This is my territory!
Man, my child literally looked like an Albert Wesker, built-in Albert Wesker. I remember when I was playing the Resident Evil 4. Look at us! My mortal eyes on it is Wesley Snipes.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him, but I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire.
How have you reached...
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power, radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Priwen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize.
Thank you, my friend.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why, truly, did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information, and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Should I
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure
You have no choice.
How powerful...
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or...
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
What can you tell me?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
If you are convinced...
Thank you, Jonathan.
Is the situation...
Yes. The Guard of Priwen has called for a second great hunt of our kind. And they will stop at...
Will the...
I doubt it. If Priwen really launched a great...
I think...
To launch...
Should we fight back? What if...
The first great hunt was launched about 70...
How did you survive the first...
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter.
Why start...
Priwen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much...
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Will I ever discover...
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure...
Please, forgive my blunt...
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who...
You have no idea at all.
Even if I had my...
What is...
The plan is we both try to save...
How can I save...
The epidemic is the priority. You must...
What will you...
I still have contact.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No. You will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Sure.
Will you not?
No.
But how?
I shall not.
When?
As soon as you meet...
I want...
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
He's spotted! Watch out! To the bloody grind! Not a safe place. Right now, sir.
Jurassic World.
way, sir. Stop now! You're mine, vermin!
Is it, you little bitch? This kid needs to stop. There she is. Let's get upstairs. Meet the lady. Super cool. There are darkness in life, and there are lights, and you are one of the lights. The lights of our lives. Me?
It's locked.
If I have power like this guy, as a vampire, I will rob a bank, join every armed forces in this world. Never ending wars.
Hello again, Jonathan.
Sorry to disturb you again, but
Of course, my dear.
do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least better night.
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
Will you
One trap.
But
that it. Yeah.
Are you?
I cannot.
Goodbye.
Look at her. Steven's young. Damn, he's smoky. Fuck's up. I love rugby. It requires more muscle and some. And rugby, you slam. Shit! Can't control my charger.
Hello, Jonathan.
Tense.
I am sure every obstacle will see.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the
So you do...
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole precious and unique documents.
Did you
perhaps? What a
I...
B20.
I cannot enter.
Bloody leech! Killed her!
Recognize him?
No, this one ain't on our list.
Well, that's one less anyway. It'll make McCullum happy.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
This one's mine! Filthy people! Roast it alive!
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Vampire, oh my god. She just went boom, boom, boom. Oh my god.
You Londoners are no match for me!
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need...
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is...
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my...
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura.
Goodbye. That's Kimura's suburb. This is cool.
I cannot enter.
So I could.
It's locked, all right. The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see? And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
How
people... She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch.
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir.
Does it not scare...
Why should it? My mother...
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so... alive.
That may be true for a naive girl. But I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury...
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Do you need...
I am fine.
Goodbye.
She's been quite busy.
They're all around you, waiting for you to let your guard down.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley.
I almost didn't recognize you either.
When did you escape the war?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war.
What is it?
I saw terrible things during the war.
I know what you mean.
Of course. With the epidemic.
How is your wife?
We've spent so much time away from each other.
But you're alive. You returned.
Believe me, it's not quite that simple.
Is there...
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny?
You need...
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus.
I was going to bed.
Forgive me.
I'll tell you what.
I will kill you.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am...
Miss,
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
what happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their...
Miss Do you feel...
Yeah. Keep...
Don't... What is the local news?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows.
I must... I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
This
It's locked. I cannot enter. There has been a fight here. I can see a blood trail. Left by one of the antagonists, perhaps? What a mess. Something terrible happened here. But what?
Stupid newborn! Gotcha! your blood! Are you from Ascalon? I don't care!
Disgusting asshole! I'll never
Are you all right, miss?
Who are you?
My name is Jonathan Reed.
I'm Louise Teasdale. I was kidnapped a few...
I believe you.
That monster told me my father was dead. That no one was waiting for me out...
You're safe now.
Thank you, sir. I hope we'll meet again soon. Because I'd really like you to teach me how to get rid of these creatures.
Goodbye, Miss...
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic.
And who are...
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, from the...
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I'm here on my own, sir.
Then we have the same objective, sir. The difference is, to catch my suspects, I use a magnifying glass and handcuffs instead of a microscope.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I currently have a few missing persons cases. Mr. Tadao Kimura and Miss Louise Teasdale. I'm afraid they may have been abducted by my mysterious maniac.
Tell me about Mr. Kimura.
Mr. Kimura is a businessman who has been missing for a few days.
Where was he last?
Mr. Kimura was last seen at the Royal...
Tell me...
She's a waitress.
Do you have it?
No.
Why are you investigating?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange?
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Jeffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
What can you tell me?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving...
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation.
What are you...
I told you. I'm a...
Do you work alone?
Yes. The situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick. And since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the
I know, it's a shame, but...
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wound?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor.